Hello everyone and welcome to the Redmen TV. It's the Starting 11 prediction show. It's Liverpool versus Maribor in the Champions League at Anfield. We smashed them by 7-0. You know that, I know that. I am here to predict Jurgen Klopp's Starting 11 against Maribor at Anfield. So let's get into it. Lloris Karius is going to come back in goal for this game. I think it's a good game for Trent Alexander-Arnold to come back into. I've heard rumours that Joe Gomez did pick up a little something in the last game anyway. So I think Joel Matip is going to partner Ragnar Klavan in the centre of defence. I think Lovren has still got that little injury that he picked up before the game against Huddersfield at the weekend. And I think this is a perfect game for Andrew Robertson to come in and get a start at left back. So there's the back five: Karius, Alexander-Arnold, Matip, Klavan and Robertson. Agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments section below. But as usual, we are backed by Ladbrokes for the season. You've still got that bet £5, get £20 in free bets offer going on for another week. If you want to get involved in that, do click on the link in the description and get yourself some of that mighty betting action. But of course, bet responsibly. Okay, centre midfield. Emre Can is going to be anchoring this midfield for me alongside Gini Wijnaldum and Jimmy Milner. So there you go. I think he's going to rest Jordan Henderson. I think Can comes in as the 6. I don't think there's going to be Phil Coutinho in this side either. That's the midfield 3. On the right-hand side, I think it's going to be Mo Salah over there. Please stay, Mo. Every single time. You'd think I'd change it, wouldn't you? You really would. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, come on, man. Magnets. Mo. Daniel Sturridge up top. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain on the left-hand side. And then for me substitutes, I'm going to go Simon Mignolet, Degsy Lovren, Joe Gomez, even though they're both injured, Jordan Henderson, Alberto Moreno, who thinks injured, Roberto Firmino, and Dom Solanke. So there you go. No Phil Coutinho in the matchday squad. I just can't see us risking him if he has got an injury and stuff. Tom working tirelessly behind the scenes. And as soon as he sits down, I'm going to ask him for a comment to get me started while I pick up my phone and get into them myself. And then, of course, we're going to do first goals and stuff like that. Alan Friel says, get new magnets, lad. And he's given us a super chat of £2. So I'll tell you what, we will get new magnets. We'll use your £2 to get us some damn new magnets. Stephen Hargreaves says, Salah can't help but run up the wing at speed. It's just what he does, isn't it? You know, whether it's on a Sabutio pitch, on a wall, against the Redmen banner with a really crappy magnet, or whether it's the actual football field like Anfield, he will run down that wing. Loads of payback nudes. Would you put Can on penalties, said Theo Bradshaw? Absolutely not. I am not putting Emre Can on penalties. No way, no how, not happening for me. Better without Hendo, said Tom Brooks. We'll see, I suppose. I think this is a side, though, that Liverpool that can beat Maribor. I think, you know, we don't want to take them lightly because they've had some good results against English opposition over the last few years. I'm sorry, Paul is grinding right there off camera against a piece of glass and it's dead off-putting. And do you know what? Paul will be dead enough. Oh, he's doing it. I can see his arse now. So Paul's gutted. Paul's gutted. Because Mike Tyson was in the comments first and foremost, who said, for fuck's sake, Chris, I was watching Mate's TV. So he's left your video and he's come over to my video. Of course he'll go back to Mate's TV, but Mike Tyson...
Pay for both, it's fine.
Adam Wyatt says Mane, who I think is still injured. Hopefully Mane and Adam Lallana will be back in after the international break. That's what I'm hearing. They're the rumours going around Liverpool at the moment. So please, Moreno on free kicks, says Carson L221. Moreno isn't in my start 11, so he won't be on free kicks. It'll be better if we play without Henderson, Matembe, Kabasa. I'll tell you what, we did quite a lot of talking about Jordan Henderson and about the fan base talking about Jordan Henderson as well. I'm not having a go at you here in any way, shape or form, but do go over. We've got a podcast out there. It's on iTunes, it's on Stitcher, it's on Acast is actually where it is to begin with. But go and check out the Redmen TV podcast. It was such an interesting chat. Like we got rid of, it's mental because it's me and Paul. We start talking about all kinds of things. Jordan Henderson's a big thing in it. Liverpool fans talking about Liverpool players is a massive part of the podcast, but we also go on to discuss some other random things like if you could get rid of one rule from football, what would it be? If you could add a rule to football, what would it be? There's some really interesting chat on there, so that'll be out later on today. Adam Moggy, Payjack. How fucking good is it when Sturridge scores? It's excellent. And do you know what? On that, I'm going to reveal my first goal scorer. Drum roll, please, Tom. Ta-da! It's Daniel Sturridge, 14-5. Let's see what he's got. If you haven't seen the video on our social channels, we put it out on Twitter earlier on today, I think it was, or late last night. I think it was today. Daniel Sturridge has got a new goal celebration that he's been practicing, so he's gonna get rid of the arms, which obviously I can't do. And he's got a new goal celebration. I want to see the unveiling of his new goal celebration in a Champions League match at Anfield against Maribor tomorrow night, and I bet yous do. Ooh, Gruitch for Milner and my pickups. That's a decent shout. I do want to see Gruitch in this side at some point, and he should definitely be on the bench. And the reason he's not on the bench is he wasn't on the board to begin with. Because I've put, 1, 2, 3 injured players on there. I didn't give the bench much love or much thought, to be perfectly honest with you. Do you really think Coutinho is injured? Is he fit for West Ham? And that was Kaustrup Kapoor. I do think he is injured this time. I didn't think he was injured earlier on in the season, but I think he is injured, yeah. So there we go. Payjack, do you think Sturridge will have a good run of form? Says Steve Ashore. I do. I think this Daniel Sturridge that we've seen, he's never going to be the player that we saw in 13-14, but I do think he can still score goals for us. Now, what constitutes a good run of form for Daniel Sturridge is getting goals when he's on the pitch. I don't think he's going to be that striker who's going to link play brilliantly for us. I think that's Dom Slanky's role in the future, and I think this season's probably a little bit too soon for that. But I do see Dom Slanky as an actual centre-forward that Klopp wanted to sign. He's the first centre-forward that Klopp wanted to sign, and the way that he brings the ball in, he looks to pop it off, or he looks to turn, he looks to shoot. I think that's what we're going to see more of at Dom Slanky. Maybe as the season goes on, but more likely in the next couple of years. Lauren Shawn actually says, bring in big Dom Solanke. Cheyenne Gashabi says Sturridge isn't strong enough. George Nichols says, I think we should start Woodburn. Woodburn would be a shout. Oxford first goal scorer says James Stockdale. I'll tell you what, I'll see if I can find the odds on that one for you. Oxlade-Chamberlain's 13-2 on the Ladbrokes app right now for first goal scorer. That's a decent shout, actually. You know, if he does get a start, and he has been looking good over the last sort of few weeks. Do you know what? I'm going to change that. I am absolutely going to change it right now to 13-2 for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, because I like that shout, mate, and I do. And you're going to have to fill for me, Tom, while I do this with my crappy pen.
Adam Wyatt says Chamberlain takes too much time on the ball, shooting down. What do you think there?
Yeah, I mean, you picked a really titty comment when I've just changed my first goal scorer, you bad meth. Chris, it's a tricky group now looking at other results. How do you see other games influencing our journey, Kushal Gameri? This is going to be a tough one for Spartak and Sevilla, isn't it? It's a big game for them. I truly believe that if we'd have got 6 points against Maribor and we're halfway there now, that we will go on and win this group, because I think we're a better side than Sevilla right now. I think we're not in great form, but I do think we're a better side. I think we can beat Spartak Moscow again. I think we can beat Spartak Moscow rather than the draw that we got last time. So I really do feel like this is our group for the taking, and you never know where it ends up, do you? I don't think we're strong enough to go all the way. Obviously, there's much better sides in Europe than us right now. But there you go. Gruitch for Wijnaldum, says Abdallah Moomin. How about Ox in midfield and Dom up front, says Amar Patel. It's interesting, actually, Klopp spoke about Oxlade-Chamberlain in midfield, and one of the things they said is he's not ready to do it yet. Like, he doesn't understand the job role well enough to be able to do it, and that's why he's getting his minutes on the wing, because he's always been a winger. You know, he's been a winger for a lot longer than he's been a centre midfielder. So I do think we will see Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain introduced into midfield. I'm just not sure when it'll be. Might be after Christmas, might be in some... I'm not sure. But going from what Klopp said 2 weeks ago, I think it's probably a little bit too soon right now. LFC Gamer says, FSG have to go before Newcastle will get rich owners and we will fall behind them because most of our deluded fans stick by FSG like the Redmen TV. I don't think FSG have to go before Newcastle sell. I'm sorry that I disagree with you. you can't agree with everybody all the time, but to allude that you know what? You're right, I am a deluded fan. I'm a Liverpool fan and I wear red tinted glasses and I always want Liverpool to be the best and I'm a positive Liverpool fan. So shoot me, do you know what I mean? That's just me, that's the way that I am. That's the way that I'm wired. Would I stand in the way if FSG was to sell? Would I? Fuck. I don't give a damn who owns a Liverpool Football Club as long as they're spending money and we're improving on the pitch. And you know, you can say our FSG improving us on the pitch and our FSG spending money. And you know what? There are question marks to be had over FSG, and I've spoken about it so many times. But right now they are what we've got, and I will support the club. If it gets to the point where I have to be on the picket line, I'll be on the frigging picket line. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is, and that's it. Like, so I'm not talking about FSG on these anymore. Storage at 6, said Sean O'Donnell. Jacob Williams, I'm not in love with FSG, but change for the sake of change won't help anybody. That's it. It has to be the right owner coming in. More FSG stuff, here we go. No, I'm not talking about any more FSG. Address the abuse that Dejan's received, his MJF 185. We did address that massively on the podcast last week, and we spoke about it on the podcast for about 10 minutes this week as well. So do go and check out the Redmen TV podcast, please do. This one was a good podcast. I really enjoyed it. I come out of these podcasts and I absolutely love doing it. Like, it's just me and Paul, it's just the two of you, get stuff off our chest. It's absolutely brilliant. So we did address it, but in short form for this Starting 11 prediction show, you're a bad meth if you're sending death threats to Dejan Lovren. I mean, here's the thing, and I actually said this line in the podcast. When I talk about disliking somebody, I'm talking about their football ability. So I don't like Dejan Lovren because I don't think he's a good enough footballer for Liverpool to achieve what we've got to achieve. I don't know what he's like as a person. And for me to go out and say, somebody to give him death threats and stuff like that, just have a word with yourself, give your head a wobble. You're a massive bellend. I'm sorry that you are, because if you're sending abuse to players on social media, shouting about death threats, shouting about the family, you're just not a Liverpool fan. I'm sorry, you're not, because that's not how Liverpool fans act in any way, shape or form. But we do it loads on the podcast, so thanks for the comment, mate. I appreciate it. Milner assist. Why is Coutinho not there? I think he's injured. So there we go. Did you see Lovren's Insta story that he put up today? I didn't know, but I will watch it as soon as this is over. What should Wilson do to get a chance over Trent Alexander-Arnold, etc.? Wilson just got to keep doing what he's doing and that's keep performing well, and then eventually the chances will come. Indy Sather... I'm so sorry. Chris, do you think Milner deserved a midfield spot instead of Wijnaldum and Henderson? Is he really that consistent? Right now, Milner's in the side for his ability on dead balls. I think is absolutely key. I think he was brilliant against Huddersfield for them. He's a safe pair of hands. We need to rest players. We're in a busy part of the season. I think it's something ridiculous. Like, every Premier League side is going to play 10 games in 37 days, you know, coming out of November into December. So we're about to get into one of the busiest periods the Premier League will see this season. And we need to keep making sure that we're rotating our players. Not when it's too late, not when we're in the middle of this, but before we get into this, so that our players can go that little bit further and eke out results as it gets to those busy periods. Because coming up to Christmas time, this league is truly going to shape itself, and we need to not be behind when that happens. So there we go. Anyway, thank you all so much. I've really enjoyed the Starting 11 show, as always. If you've enjoyed the video, drop a like on it, subscribe to the Redmen TV, and do go out and check the podcast.